A land where Nancy Pelosi and Al Gore spin Here's the way I look at it. If Richard Simmons can make hundreds of millions of dollars from Dance Your Pants Off Volume 4, the guy who gave us the polio vaccine deserves some loose change. I don't know if that's just me, but you know, we have the same thing in Canada all the time. They're bad-mouthing Americans. I was raised or bad-mouthing, which is cute because they think we care. So like, Johnson, what's the report? Do the Canadians like us today? Nobody cares. It's really, you know, the truth is, the United States is kind of like the quarterback of the world, and Canada is essentially our retarded cheerleader. America, America, he's our man. If he can't do it, well, then we surrender, eh? France is like, hey, you guys, I heard you would surrender. Me too. At least when people used to hate America, you know, it was kind of cute in a jealous sense. I dated a girl who was German when George Bush was president, and her mom was like, you know, really German, like, don't watch Saving Private Ryan around the house, German, you know. And she was like, oh, you Americans, you're so stupid because you blindly follow that evil dictator of a president, George Bush. What? You're German! How many world wars do you have in your belt now? Oh yeah, all of them? Life! That's never happened. We had no time for war. We were too busy making food in my neighborhoods, and these are a few of my favorite things. People, they love to really praise to European cultures, which, you know, I was raised in Montreal, pretty European. Here's this one guy at one time, buddy of mine, he's like, man, you know, I was in France, bro. It's just freaking awesome. You know, it's just so quaint. Community, the guy's like riding his bicycle. You see him every day riding up to the same bakery, coming back with his baguette. It's beautiful. Like, yeah, that's because the dude can't afford an SUV and a sandwich. Okay? What that guy wouldn't do to be chewing on a $5 footlong coming down an F-150. That's a weird snort from somebody there. But it really is weird when you look at the sort of the dynamic between Canada and the United States. I mean, it's kind of interesting when you look at the way food comes out from different countries. Think about it. I think food says a lot about a country. France, they have the croissant. What they do. I mean, it's like, yeah, you know, France, they'll sit down, they'll have 5 courses to a meal. You know, they have their salad, they have their entree, they have their meal, you know, then they have to have wine and cheese, they have their desserts. In Italy, they just get nothing done. It's just non-stop food coming down the table. In the United States, we're just going through a draft. We're like, all right, come on, give it to me now. I gotta go. Then in Japan, they don't even have time to cook it. More time, cook food. Must make camera. We're supposed to be worried now about obesity. That's the biggest problem facing the United States. That's the biggest problem we have. Like, Americans are fat. That's our biggest problem. Really? Our problem is too much choice and overabundance? Try explaining that to some Zambian famine victim. Watch us get his head. I don't know what's going on here. I think I'm having a stroke. Seriously, try explaining that to some Zambian family victim. Watch him get his head around. He's like, what? Wait, what? This is your biggest problem? That you have too much to eat? I tell you what, send your fatties over here. We'll take care of them for you. Rosie O'Donnell alone could feed a family of 24. Keith Olbermann's head could sustain an entire village for 4 years. You know, makes everyone worst person in the world. They could never be Osama bin Laden. Then Rachel Maddow just always comes in. Yeah, I agree with you, Keith. I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable getting my news read from a lady who sounds like Seth Rogen. Yeah, first I'm gonna read the news, then I'm gonna go smoke some weed. We talk about weed in school. I don't know. I don't know how that works here. Oh man, fat people. Fat, you got Richard Simmons. My segue from fat dudes to Richard Simmons. I really do like Richard Simmons. I know, because, you know, assume, you know, you're conservative, you must hate gay guys. And, That's not really true. A lot of us are more libertarian. I think conservatives are a little bit off on that. I think Richard Simmons is great, because there are some people they're gay. Richard Simmons is really gay. Like, the problem with Richard Simmons is everyone else, they do their fitness videos. I don't know if you're watching, you have Jane Fonda, they're kind of doing their fitness videos. They're like, okay, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1 more rep. Richard Simmons just up there having a seizure, like, one more rep! Is he having a heart palpitation? What's wrong with him? Or he trained the world's fattest lady, too. I remember that. Yeah, he was training her. I remember he was like, first we got her started doing basic wrist exercises. She's sitting in her bed like, oh, I hate you! 100 pounds, this lady. How do you let it get to 1,200 pounds? At some point you look in the mirror, maybe 300, 400, like, something's going on here. By 600, 800, you go, I should probably see a doctor. 1,200 pounds, but she holds a record for most amount of weight lost with 900 pounds. Which is great, it's an accomplishment, but if you do the math, she's still over 300 pounds. No one in this room is 300 pounds. Like, what do her friends say to her when that's happening? Like, oh my God, Cindy, you look amazing. You're withering away. Where's Cindy? Where's Cindy? I can't even see her. No, seriously, you totally look like you could now fit into a Prius. That's great because you lost that weight, but you maintained your feminine curves and your folds. Guys love the crevices. Oh man. Hipsters is one thing I really don't like. The hipsters going on now. We have the Wall Street protests. You guys follow this at all? The Wall Street protests going on? By show of hands, anyone there? Yeah. Appreciate the enthusiasm. You just go by round of applause. I can't really see with these lights. Who has seen the Wall Street protest by round of applause so I can hear? Okay. I love these guys. You know what? Here's the thing. And not to get off the whole comedy train, but I think conservatives and liberals generally agree. I'm very anti-Wall Street, okay? Goldman Sachs gave more money to Barack Obama than to conservatives. I think it's sort of a misconception that because you're rich, you must be conservative. These guys are crony capitalists. They vote for whoever will give them the most amount of money. I don't agree with the cozy relationship between Republicans, Democrats, Wall Street, but by that same token, you should be protesting airlines, GM, public sector unions, all of these places where the government decides to subsidize losses. I don't know about you, but that's just my opinion. And I don't know if anyone here agrees with that, but I think these guys agree, but you're not going to hear these crystal stick deodorant wearing hipsters down on Wall Street say that. They're sitting there like, oh man, I hate Wall Street, but I love weed! You guys have that marijuana party? We had one of those on my campus. And we have college Democrats and college Republicans getting together and they would debate. Listen, I think that is unsustainable. I disagree, sir. Counterpoint, I believe that we need to spend ourselves out of this recession. The guy just comes in, I love weed! All right. Social Security, how do we fix it? I think we should privatize the accounts. I disagree. I think that will screw all the people who've already paid into the system. I love weed! Dude, you really are. Yeah, man, look, I got this t-shirt that says weed. And I got a belt buckle with weed on it. Dude, do you have any weed? No, I spent all my money on this stuff. I can afford it. Hipsters. I hate hipsters so much. Now, you're gonna duke it out with beard after the show. I mean, I know you're not supposed to hate, but my God, man, you make it hard. I moved in. You know the hipsters I'm talking about, right? I'm not just talking about people who might toss on a really ugly Enrique Iglesias beanie or something. About the people, these rich, upper white, middle class Americans who move into a new area of New York because it's safe and bitch about its gentrification. Listen, no one's confusing you for a Harlem native, Skylar. Okay. When I first moved to New York, I remember this clear as day. I moved into New York City, and my buddy, he's like, man, where are you moving to the city, bro? Is it diverse? Is it good? It's got to have enough diversity. That's the thing. Wherever I move in New York, man, my neighborhood's got to have enough diversity. Carl, you're from Sheboygan. You were 19 when you first met a black guy. You asked him if he knew Gary Coleman. And he did. He was cousins with Gary Coleman. Apparently all black people know Gary Coleman. That's dumb. I'm going to say it right out of the chute, women. Apparently I'm not what you gals consider boyfriend material. I'm always that guy who's been, nothing but just a friend. And I didn't really know why until finally I sat my friend down who told me that. I said, well, what's going on? She said, well, Steven, you're just so non-threatening. I feel so safe with you. Like, I can tell you anything with my best friend. I just feel so safe with you. So I punched her in the stomach. And she beat the crap out of me. And now we're dating. A bit of a hipster, too. The girl I'm dating right now. Do you think there were always hipsters? Like, they've been around from the beginning of mankind. Like, do you think back in the Roman Empire there were some dudes in Buddy Holly glasses and beanies sitting back like, I used to worship Bacchus before it was mainstream? Actually, there was an organization at my college with a lot of hipsters. Their mission statement was to go into third world countries and teach impoverished people journalism. Because that's first on their list of things to do, right? Show up. All right, folks, today we're going to go over fact checking. But we have no food to eat. What's your source? Get your source. iPad it, then come at me, bro.